Hi Pallavi, how are you? Great to have you
Hello,
here
sir.
today. We are connecting after a long time. Uh,
Yes.
for obvious reasons, you've been really busy at IIM Bangalore
Yeah.
and your first year here. How has the experience been? I think the audience here, the people listening to this small little chit chat would be more interested in knowing that how has the experience been at IIM Bangalore? A person who had a you had a great job at Reliance Sales and Marketing, doing wonderfully well, then going to IIM Bangalore. How has the journey been, experience been? Over to you, Pallavi.
Okay. So I would like to tell about my experience at IIM Bangalore in one line, a
Okay.
roller coaster ride. Okay.
Okay.
So there has been times where I felt very happy. There has been times where I felt low, but all in all, at the end of the day, I got the satisfaction that I have worked on something and I have
Mm,
improved a bit in whatever field I wanted to. So, talking about how from Reliance to IIM Bangalore, in Reliance, I was a territory sales and marketing manager for Jaipur territory, and I was interested in sales and marketing back then
mm,
also.
mm,
So, further, I decided to pursue my interest and I wanted to learn about the umbrella domain. So, I decided to go for an MBA, and then I prepared for CAT. I joined Wordpandit, and here I am today.
mm,
So, yeah, the most important takeaway from here is the networks and connections you form. The thing is,
mm,
at times you might feel that there are people much better than you, but you learn from them so much that after some point of time you find yourself equivalent with them, and that feelings gives you a lot of satisfaction and
mm.
makes you feel that okay, you have come a long way and you can still go along if you keep working this.
I think that really competitive environment really pushes a person to. You can be from any background. Once you are there, once you had to work hard to get there, so there's no
Yes.
question that you had to work hard to get there. But once you are there, I think it is that kind of a journey, right, where they really push. Everyone pushes each other, right? In general, this just comes to my mind considering the context that we are discussing. This is the thing that we used to generally talk about with my friends and all that, कि इंजीनियरिंग स्कूल की दोस्तियां तो लाइफ लॉन्ग चलती हैं, बी स्कूल की दोस्तियां लाइफ लॉन्ग नहीं चलती हैं. एग्री विद दैट और नहीं, कि बी स्कूल का है
हाँ,
दोस्ती कल्चर?
नहीं है, वो तो है। आई वोंट से लाइफ लॉन्ग चलेगी नहीं चलेगी। राइट नाउ आई हैव फॉर्म वेरी गुड बॉन्ड्स विद सम पीपल एंड आई होप आई स्टे फ्रेंड्स विद देम, but time will tell. Yeah, but we really have a great amount of fun. We work together, we learn together, and I can see some of my friends being there for the rest of my life also. Yeah, so it's
चलो,
very
आई
subjective,
थिंक
I would say.
few years down the line when we cover your corporate success story, fingers crossed, then we'll discuss this, that कितने लास्ट किए, है ना? तो ये
Sure, sure.
तभी चेक.
Sure.
इसके लिए स्टैटिस्टिकल एविडेंस तो चाहिए, ऐसे प्रूव नहीं हो
हाँ,
सकता. अदरवाइज इट विल बी
चलेगा
हेयर से.
चलेगा।
हाँ हाँ.
I
ग्रेट
I am
पल.
sure two or three people will be definitely be there. So yeah, I found my people here, bunch of two or three people.
हाँ, इतना ही होता है. Ultimately you are left with that small set, like वो धीरे 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 and you get down to that core group of people. Great. Anything interesting which has happened at IIM Bangalore in the last few months? You've got a great pre-placement offer as well, so congratulations on that
Yes,
as well.
thank you.
Anything interesting which has happened which you'd like to share with the audience? Anything of note at IIM Bangalore which people should know, which might inspire also people to be there?
Okay, so the thing is, at IIM Bangalore, you'll find a very balanced culture of all the things. I don't know about other P schools, but as far as I've heard about IIM Bangalore, you get time to pursue your hobbies, you get time to have fun, you get time to do all the case studies and all the
Huh,
required things, you get time to study, and it's a very balanced curriculum.
huh.
So that helps you to not only grow professionally, but on a personal scale as well. So I think that
Okay.
is one of the best things about IIM Bangalore. And yeah, obviously the exposure, the kind of people, fantastic people. These
Uh,
are the best kind of people you can ever have a
uh,
peer group with. So you
okay.
learn a lot from them. Excellent professors, excellent industry connections, and all these things come very handy at this level. So I think that is one of the best things about IIM Bangalore. And yeah, the summer placement thing, it was hell of a ride. I mean, I'll tell you about my experience. So,
Uh,
as I have profile in sales and marketing, I didn't get much of consulting shortlist as I had
mm,
a higher work ex. So till the last day, I was kind of very worried. Will I
mm.
get shortlist? Will I get shortlist? But you just have to go through the process, trust the
Yeah.
process, be extremely patient. And on the last day it hit, I got all the top marketing shortlists,
Yeah.
PNG, HUL, all I got, and I was super happy that time. And yeah, I finally started believing that okay, things do happen. You just have to, hold the ground and be calm.
Yeah, you have to persevere. This is also brings us to an interesting point because just before this call we discussed this. So I'll just continue the same thread of thought. Uh, you had on call told me today that how your preparation here, right, of you're preparing for interviews with me. We've done a lot of rounds of interviews and we discussed a lot of things, right? And at the end of that process, more or less with most people, I formed very long lasting relationships because I see these kids telling me everything about themselves. Like literally, I know everything about you. From your personal to professional life, everything is known, right?
Yes.
So, how did this help in your, even though you took the GDPI course for B school preparation or B school entry, right? Admission process, how did it help with your PPO offers?
Okay, that's a very interesting story. So the thing is, um, more than half of the questions that were asked to me during my PPO were from the answers that we drafted during our interview process. So it was kind of a cakewalk for me. I would not say exactly a cakewalk. I had to tweak them a bit according to the situation, but
Obviously.
the basic was already there in my mind. So I
Yeah,
was super confident at that time. I was like, okay, ये
yeah.
तो मुझे आता hai. I know how to tackle this. So that gave me a sense of confidence, and that somehow reflected in my interview, and I was selected immediately. They were super impressed by it.
Yeah.
And
Do you
there were
remember the
tricky questions. There were
do you
tricky
remember
questions
the
as we discussed already. Yeah.
yeah, do you remember the first interview with me that you had or any faint recollection of it or no?
So I cannot forget about it. It
Yeah,
was a complete disaster. I
yeah,
was going to talk about it.
yeah,
So yeah, it was a complete disaster. And as you already know, I was super distressed. I didn't know if I will be able to cope up
yeah,
with the process, if I'm capable enough. I had many doubts in my mind
yeah,
at that time. But I remember you just said one thing. See, Pallavi, you have to promise me that you'll work really hard.
yeah,
Second, you have to listen to what I say
yeah.
and do accordingly. And I think you actually see, all people say trust the process, but you actually showed me how to trust the process. So I think that was the differentiating factor, and that's what I learned at Wordpandit. And yeah, with each passing interview, I realized myself improving. And one thing I love the most about taking interviews with you, you were very honest in your feedbacks. And that was harsh, a bit harsh at sometimes. But again, I think that was very important because it gave me a reality check, and it gave me a window to commit mistakes then and there so that I don't do it again.
Yeah,
And that actually worked out.
yeah, exactly. I know with the general norm of the industry, I move a little differently. That
Yes.
most institutes have these panel of interview panels and you get different people, which is also a great experience in itself, right? But I generally keep all interviews to myself, right? I just keep it one to one so that I can, like, the whole intent is that over the period of these, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks, right, if you talk to a single person, at least you can identify the journey, right? That where
Yes.
did we
True.
start, what is it that we are discussing, the same discussions over and over again, at the cost of being repetitive, right? You end up finally chiseling those answers down and like having them down to a T, right? It's like a great thing. In fact, one of the things that we've launched this year, right, I took inspiration from you because I still remember, I think before you enrolled you had like 3 or 4 different phone calls. We had 4 calls and they were like long calls we had, and you were just not able to commit, right? You just, you really wanted to take up the course, but you're like, अभी लूं के ना लूं थर्ड और फोर्थ टाइम आई फाइनली सेड, आई वाज लाइक इतना लंबा हो गया अब, इतना डिस्कशन तो वैसे ही हो गया प्रोफाइल का, ठीक है, तो तू कोर्स स्टार्ट कर ले एंड यू पे लेटर, राइट, एंड वील सी, पहले तू पहुंच जा एंड इफ यू डोंट मेक इट देन लेट इट बी, है ना, विल बट आई हैड अ फीलिंग कि हो जाएगा, बट ये करते हैं पहले, है ना, एंड ये वो ग्रेशियस इनफ इन द एंड, यू योरसेल्फ पिंग्ड मी once done and once happy, you transferred the money, but which is money is a separate part, but it's more about honoring the pacts that you make. So based on that, we launched Study Now, Pay Later this year because like so sure of the fact that ultimately that process works. The
Yes.
point is, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about the process. That process actually works, but you have to be committed to it. And you will
Yes.
have bad interviews. We had bad interviews. So you
Extremely
work
bad,
from,
horrible
we
interviews.
had bad interviews, you had actual bad interviews in the real experiences as well. A couple of
Yes.
interviews
True.
for you did not go to plan, right? So we
Yes.
can't claim that every interview will be perfect. No, it won't happen.
Mm.
You will have bad interviews, but it's about getting the one. just getting majority of them right. Then you reach where you want to.
True, true, true. And I still remember, sir. I mean, I think when you are in such kind of doubt, you need a mentor who not only, guides you through the interview process, but actually helps you instill that sense of confidence. Okay, do this thing. And you said, I still remember first day you said to me, ki, trust me, if you do this, I'll make sure you convert your best call. So, kahin na kahin, that gave me a sense of confidence. Okay, I know where to work, how to work. This person has shown me the way. I'll work on this path and I'll achieve my goal. And that's what
Mm.
happened. So, I'm really, really grateful for that.
Yeah, no, I'm like super proud of you, right? And the fact that you made
Thank you
it
so much.
to your dream B school. We had a short list, and I think you cleared C as well, right? And
Yes, yes, well.
ultimately, I picked B over C, and so that's like it was a super proud moment for me as well. That putting in the effort, I generally, with respect to all our plans and all everything that we said on the website, you do know me that I actually don't count anything. It's like
Yes.
you take as many sessions as you want, you talk as many times as you want. It's okay.
Yeah,
Baki
okay.
sab chalta hai. So it's about ultimately getting you there. Like great sense of satisfaction. Well, it's been great talking to you here today.
Thank
Right.
you so much, sir. Same
Thank you
here.
so much for taking out time, and thank you for taking up the initiative of calling me today morning and arranging for this. Right. You
I
know
actually
how.
wanted to contribute, sir, in some way because I know how much hard you work. I mean, see, I'm here. It's not just because of my talent. There are a lot of people who have been there in this process, and you are one of the major pillars who have been guiding me through the process. And I just want to contribute as much as I can through any way possible. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Pallavi. That is like so sweet of you. That's like kind of made my day. And I'm not saying it for the sake of saying it. That's actually made me very, very happy. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you for being here, taking out time. Right. Uh, we'll have. I made this promise to everyone that I've connected with on these calls that going forward in the future, we are pretty slow with our YouTube uploads and testimonials, and we move at a snail's pace on those things. So, but uh, we will do a corporate connect thing as and when our students like you guys go get into great corporate scenarios. So, would want to build a community of people who are from Wordpandit, and so that we can keep guiding and mentoring people. That's something that we can do
Sure, sure,
and
sure.
come on a common board, right? Great, Pallavi. Thank you so much for spending time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you so much.